Sophia Soda with the Nerds of Color. Huge fan of your work, and thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me.
Yeah, I'm excited.
First off, huge congrats on the show. I want to start off by asking you, what was your favorite aspect of Carrie to sort of play with as an actress?
Oh my gosh. My favorite part of Carrie was probably actually kind of as the show progresses, you notice she starts to pick up on the humor of her friends and stuff. She grows up in a really serious colony where everything is basically life or death at all times and extremely high stakes. So when she gets into the real world and meets Tasha and Nolan, you kind of see her pick up on their humor and really admire their friendship and this connection that they have. And so it was really fun to do that.
Definitely. And, I also want to ask you how this project sort of stood out compared to your past work. Like, what
Um,
attracted you?
Yeah, what really attracted me to this role was what a strong character Carrie is, but also very flawed. Sometimes I feel like when people write really strong women characters and then there's nothing wrong with them, and that's just kind of not real. She messes up a lot in the show. A lot of the characters do. There's a lot of positive qualities and I don't want to say negative qualities, but mistakes that they make along the way. And I think that's what's really cool about it. And Casey, our head writer who wrote the show, that's something she really brought to the table, which I appreciate. Yeah, I think that was what got me really excited about Carrie was how intense she was, and but how she also is very loyal and she wants to right her wrongs.
I think that's really important, to show your audience as well. The strongness, but also everyone has a weakness, everyone has some flaws. Do you look for that in your roles? What do you hope that sort of gives to the audience?
I definitely look for that in roles. It's great to make sure the roles are pretty dynamic and have a lot of dimension. But even if it's not on the page, I think if we're all humans, making these projects happen and working together, that's just something you can bring to the table is kind of that dimension, the best that you can while still bringing it to life and the creator's vision.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously you have the supernatural element with this show. What is your favorite part of doing that?
Oh my gosh. Well, the supernatural element was pretty great. My favorite part was probably the bionic arm and getting to play with that and the knife that comes out and learning how to fight with it because it was actually quite heavy, but it was all practical as well. It wasn't the CGI arm. I actually had to wear it all day and stuff. So that was pretty fun to work with.
Probably helped your performance too that it wasn't CGI and that was
Yeah,
actually.
it's good to make sure I'm pointing the knife in the right place.
And I imagine obviously you guys have such a great cast, such a great crew behind you. I want to ask, what was your favorite like on-set memory?
Oh, my favorite on-set memory is I think one of them is a fight scene I was doing with Kylie Leah, who plays Sarah. I actually can't get into that too much because I don't want to give it away, but it was a really magical moment. And then I guess another one of our fight sequences was really exciting because we had to learn it in like an hour or something ridiculous, but it was such a big fight sequence, and we kind of just like pulled ourselves together and like looked at each other. We're like, all right, it's fine if one of us gets hit. We're just gonna kind of go for it and make this as brutal as possible because we didn't have a lot of time to do it as well. And it was like the end of the day, and kind of just went for it, and it was so liberating at the end of it. We were just exhausted, and it felt so good. And had nice breezes. We were like felt like we really did something. It was cool.
And I have to imagine, obviously, you probably imagine that first day you stepped on set. So I want to ask you, what did it feel like when you actually wrapped and sort of saw the work you did, got to watch the episodes and everything?
Well, I have to be honest, I haven't seen the episodes yet, but I have seen quite a lot of. I've seen a lot of clips and stuff and scenes and stuff I was shown, which is pretty exciting. But which was rewarding to see how they're turning out and stuff, especially the fight sequences, because in the moment, we don't really. We're just kind of like trying to sell it as much as we can, so it's pretty fun to see it all put together. But yeah, it was the first day on set was totally nerve wracking because these 8 episodes are quite insane. Like it's not really like one level the whole time. Like the story goes many different places. So I honestly didn't know what to expect. And then after the 8 weeks went by, it's kind of like felt really good, but it's kind of like it's funny because when we started the show, we started in one location and we did which was our only day in that location, and then we did 4 weeks. And we kind of we did each 4 episodes at the same time. So we moved through the locations as opposed to doing it per episode. Um, but then we did the last 4 episodes, we went backwards, and we ended up on the very last day shooting at the very first place we shot, which was so crazy because we kind of had this whole experience, and then we're back to we're the first day, and we're like, wow, we've been through so much. We had no idea what that journey was going to look like, but it did feel really good.
Definitely. That's going to be so special when you watch it. I'm happy you're going to get to enjoy it kind of with the fans. So huge
Yeah,
congrats, and
thank you.
it was really good. I got to see it, and you did great. So thank you
Thank
so
you so
much
much.
again for taking the time. Have a great rest of your day and stay
Of
safe.
course.
Thank
All
you.
right, thank you.